restrictions in Norway, when we got rid of all the restrictions in Norway, we were at 25,000 cases a day in a 5 million people population, and now we're down to 4 or 5,000. So by opening up completely, nothing bad happened. The numbers went down. So, but then we topped that off with the fight between Ukraine and Russia and all the propaganda and distraction that is coming out from there. So if you want to build a business, and there are many reasons why you should build a business, you need to find out where are you going to get your information from? Where are you going to get the energy from? Where are you going to get the belief from? Where are you going to be sparked so that you think that the future is a better place and that you can overcome all of your problems? And I'll answer that in just a few minutes. But now, why should we do Cincino? And it's sometimes easy to lose the track of that. But I do believe that you are mostly like me. And I know that I've got some people here that I know, and then I have some people here that I don't know. But most of us have issues, and I especially had some of these issues in my past, but I definitely have some of them today as well. But you might be having a problem getting your schedule to be fitting together. So like that you're out of time. We've got 3 small kids. I'd love to spend a lot more time with them. I'd also love to spend a lot more time on my business. But then when I look at having 3 small kids and how the other parents are living, they deliver their kids to kindergarten at 8 o'clock in the morning. We deliver at 9, 2 or 3 days a week. And then they pick the kids up in school or from kindergarten, mostly at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. We pick them up at 2 or at 3, the 3 days a week. And it's actually me and Hilda doing that. So we don't send our au pair. Yes, when they come home, they spend some time with our au pair. But we don't do that. I walk Gabriel to school every morning. We pick him up and walk him back home. We have that time in our schedule because we did what we did. We built a business, so we don't have a boss that tells us that we need to be somewhere. Yes, sometimes I've got meetings, so I can't do that. That's okay. But then you have the other aspect, and so time is one of the problems. The other aspect is that you might be in need of or in lack of money. And there is 2 different things. So being in lack of money is where you struggle to pay your bills. Being in need of money is where you struggle to live your dreams. So if you're in lack of money, it might be hard to give proper treatment to your parents. If they're sick, it might be difficult to give proper not care for your kids. I think everyone managed to do that, but they don't get to do all the sports that they want to do. They don't get to go on some of the vacations that maybe other kids in the same school get to go to. If you're in need of money, it's that you don't get to check into a 5-star hotel when you travel, or maybe you don't get to travel, or maybe you don't get to upgrade your house and so on. And inside of this, these are reasons why we could build a business and why it's attractive to build a business, because we could solve many of these problems. Then you have higher up in the hierarchy, if you're already aging, you're maybe not going to solve this by getting another job. If you're already retired, when food prices are going up right now, which they do from lots of different reasons, but when there is turmoil in the world, everything becomes more expensive. The price of wheat is up over 100% in the last 3 weeks. Not that I'm a big believer in wheat, but I do eat bread sometimes, and I think that people use that in their baking. So those things doesn't make the government just triple your pension or double your pension. So maybe you should go and get some money from Cincino so that you can live your life on your own terms and not be relying up on sources outside of you. Then if you're young, you want to do something that is meaningful, create your own career. work with health, help people get healthy, be your own boss, develop your own company, and get to do 10 times more things, or at least make 10 times more money than what your parents did. So one of my first initial things, and I told this story actually yesterday because energy prices are very high in Norway. And then we were having a discussion around the kitchen table about the energy prices because my mother-in-law is there, so the grandmother of Gabriel. And then Gabriel said, have you ever had a problem paying your energy bill? Like, are you worried about these things, Dad? And I said, I'm not today, but I was when I was your age. Because when I was 8 years old, my mom and dad was fighting over the kitchen table about which bills they should not pay and which bills to pay. And then when my mom said, I guess we don't pay the energy bill this month, she broke down and cried. And I listened to that conversation as an 8-year-old. And I said in my bed, I want to have enough money to always be able to pay all of my bills without any worries. So when I pay my bills, and last month wasn't too bad, but the months before that was pretty bad. Last month, the energy bill for a house was 3,500 euros, which for a lot of people would be very bad, but that was down from 8,300 2 months before. So I thought that was a good deal. But I paid that without any worries, without having to think about it, because I made that decision when I was 8 years old that I would pursue the best of my abilities to make a lot more money than my parents. So I'm digging into your key motivation for why you should build Cincino. So get time freedom, get a career that you love, work with something that makes meaning, and make more money. But to get away from all distractions, you gotta know, where do you get information from? And I would give you a couple of sources. I tell you, go and search for the most successful upline that you have and talk with them. Ask them how to build a business. Ask them what to do and do exactly what they said. And then go to your dream board. So behind me here, we've got me and Hilda's dream board, and there is a bunch of things on it. I don't know how much you can see of it, but that's where I take my information, is from my dreams. I don't ask what will happen tomorrow in Ukraine. I don't ask what if COVID lockdowns continues. That's not interesting. I ask, how do I get, and this is the picture of our cabin that we're going to build on the new lot that we bought. How do I get that no matter what? How do I create 1 million customers in Cincino no matter what happened? I don't ask if there is enough people in my country that would like to buy the product. I ask, how do I get enough people to buy my product so that I can satisfy my needs, so I can satisfy those dreams that I have? So I get my information from the trust and belief in the future. Now, when that's said, to get energy, to get excited. And I think that that's maybe some of the people in the team is lacking a little bit, is that, oh, I can't sleep at night because I just want to build Cincino. And if you want to have that feeling back, it's very simple. You need to make a short-term goal and a short-term plan where you go and make the kind of money that you dream about making in the short term. And I usually say there is 3 things that will wake that up with people. One is, if you look at Top Team 200, and I know that some of you are struggling to just get Cincino for free, but if you look at Top Team 200 and the income that you're generating on Top Team 200 and getting the free trip to go to Mexico, around the world next year, and yes, we will be open again. COVID will be gone. You will get to travel to Mexico. I'm 100% sure that COVID won't stop you. Could there be other things? Most likely not, okay? So I'm very, very fundamentally excited about that. But by then generating 200 customers, some of them in prepaid, some of them you buy the prepaids and you retail, and some of them are good customers and you sign them up to just have a monthly or bi-monthly delivery. So you work with all 3 of those and you say, okay, how do I get to that? Well, you get there by getting 200 customer points. But the rewards that you will be making, if you think about that, you make from the 25th customers and above, you make 20% cash commission. From customer 50 and above, you make 25% cash commission. Then from customer 100, you make 30% cash commission. So if you did this in 90 days, just the cash commission part of it will be in the thousands of euros, maybe even in some cases, close to 10,000 euros in cash commission. Without me looking at the offer that you would be selling, we could go in and dig in directly into what it would be. But then furthermore, your residual monthly bonus for Top Team 200 is 1,000 euros a month. So 1,000 pay points. And on top of that, you've got team commission credits, all of that. Will most of the months make you executive as well? So that would be then another 700 euros a month to it. And then on top of that, when you pass the 100, you get a 10,000 euro one-time check that is paid over 25 months. So if you think about all of that all together, so make 5,000 to 10,000 euros in the short term and make 2,000 euros every month going forward, plus get a trip to Mexico. That could get us excited. Then some of you say, well, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to go and get 200 customers. I fully understand you. I've never gone and got 200 customers. I did something completely different. I cost leverage sales, where I get a bunch of people to get 1 or 5 or 10 or 25 customers each. And that is always where you can make the most money. If you're looking at that kind of plan, you should pull out a strategic plan to go executive in the next 90 days. So if you know what it is to become a silver, so as a silver, you have from 10 to 25 of your own customers. I recommend 25 because then you have ECB, RCB, and every other bonus turned on in the compensation plan. So 25 customers is kind of like the easiest way to get there. And then you generate a total of 750 credits per month. You can do that from signing up a partner on the left, a partner on the right, or having a bunch of team members having 5 to 10 customers each. How you get to silver is not that important. The important thing is that between your customers, new sign-up volume, and their other customers from your team, when they generate 750 credits, which is the equivalent of 75 active customers, you make 800 euros per month, so 800 pay points. 200 pay points per month as a silver. That's the basic. Now, when you're silver, you say, okay, how do I help 4 people in my team do the same thing? It's that simple. 4 people in my team does the same, and then I'm going to be an executive. This can be done in a week. This can be done in 4 weeks. Either way, you're going to become executive, and then you replicate it every month. So some people say, okay, first month, I go silver. Second month, I get 1 or 2 more people going silver. Third month, I have 4 active silvers in my team, and I'm going to rank advanced to executive, which is going to pay you 800 euros a month. And that's a part-time plan. Everyone listening here can do this part-time if you spend 10 effective hours per week. What do we want you to do in those 10 hours? We want you to, number 1, see clients, sell products together with the team. Number 2, see potential people that want the same as you. They want to buy back their freedom, so we sign them up as partners. 10 hours a week doing that. There is no one in this meeting room right here that will miss out on executive in the next 90 days, because we will help you create the duplication where you have more and more people spending 10 hours a week. The plan that I love the most, the 90-day game plan, which is my favorite one. It's not Top Team 200, even though I love it. It's not executive, even though it's cool. It's going diamond in 90 days. That's my favorite plan. And that is to create 4 people going executive. So remember now, you go silver, create 4 silvers, you're executive. And now you get those 4 silvers to go and create 4 silvers each. That creates diamond, 12,000 credits, between 4,000 pay points up to 6,000 pay points in commission. Converting that to US dollars, if you're more familiar with that, that's going to be between 4,600 US dollars and up to actually close to 7,000 US dollars is what you make on being an active diamond when it's built the way we recommend to do it in a 90-day game plan. If you need to make a lot more money than that, it's easy. You go in next step and you do a 90-day game plan to create 4 diamonds, and you go crown and you make 13,200 US dollars a month. And if you need more money than that, you just help 4 people go crown, you go black crown, and you understand the picture. You're gonna be making all the money that you need to make most of your dreams come true. Everything comes down to engaging ourselves into a plan so that we start making money. And when we compress the time that we're spending on creating results, we do a lot more in a short period of time. It gets more exciting for everyone. And if there is one thing that I've always been good at in my career in direct selling, it is to do exactly that. So instead of talking about a 5-year plan to get free, and I know with average incomes in Malaysia, $5,000 a month is pretty good income. That'd be good after 5 years too. If you look at Crown, like $12,000 or $13,000 a month, that's an amazing income. That's even an amazing income in Norway. And Norway happens to be, because of the war, the richest country in the world. So like right this year, Norway is making so much money in surplus under budget. So we are not borrowing from anybody. Norway is right now making twice as much money as we need for our expenses every month. It's pretty good. But even in Norway, $13,200 a month is a killer income. It's an incredible income. And you can go and create that in a short period of time. But if you say, okay, I'm going to spend 5 years to become executive, but then it's going to be too boring. We got to compress things into a short period of time. That's when the excitement is there. Because people will work long-term for their dreams, but they need to see short-term progress. So get your paper out, write down, 90 days from now, I want to have made this much in cash. So that's the collective income. And I want to have this much in residual, ongoing income. And then send that number to your upline and say, let's make a plan together. I'll clear my calendar so we can work full out. And then you take massive action. And I think in the next 90 days, we can cause a miracle to happen. And that's making that number that you wrote in the paper become the actual payout from the Encino compensation plan. I have another meeting that I got to go to, but I didn't have more to say either. I just want to get everyone excited about going on a 90-day run together with us. I think as a company, the next 90 days will be amazing. We will turn around every single market. We've all been in COVID, and we had so many people being sick in Europe at the same time that I couldn't even count how many leaders were sick. I think one of the times we're nearly a third of the leader council having COVID at the same time, you know, but we all showed up, but we didn't feel strong. So, but now we're coming out of that. Next 90 days is going to be so great. And I want you to join in on that run.
Okay, thank you so much, Orjan. Orjan, can you take maybe 1 or 2 questions if there's any?
Okay, they got to be quick. I have a sales calls to go to.
Oh,
yeah,
great opportunity here to take a.
Do you have a question for me, Michael?
Well, I don't have any questions for you because I'm moving a little bit slower now. But this is the time of the year we're just now getting back on our feet. You know, you had impressed us on the November Black Friday campaign. And I think we were all very happy during that November. And then December, Christmas and New Year, I got COVID. myself in the month of December, so things are a little bit slow. We're just now ramping it up into the year. So I guess the team is now coming back together, which is fantastic. So
yeah, and I had my second COVID. That was just from Friday to Monday, so that's much easier. So when your second COVID comes, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be sick.
Right. Any questions from anyone in the group here? Otherwise, we're going to let Orjan go. And thank you so much for this 90 days compressed inspiration, Orjan. I think that's necessary. A lot of us lost our way a little bit last year. Of course, with the lockdown and everything else, but Malaysia is opening the borders up by April 1st. So that's going to be very fun for everyone able to travel to neighboring countries, and neighbors could come into a country as well quite freely.
Make it 10 days to come back to 18, 30 days to come back to silver, 90 days to reach a total new rank. Think in those short term, because that causes the excitement. Money in the short term is exciting. It clears the calendar. And when people are excited, we get results. Hey, I got to go. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Orjan. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, folks. I'm not sure if you got it all absorbed with this very inspiring, compressed 90 days kind of a goal. I'm going to have this video post up in the group. Hopefully the file is not too big. The last week's talk, I had 1.6 gigabyte. I don't know how to reduce it. So if anyone knows how to compress a video file from 1.0 gig size, let me know how to do it, because I just don't know how to do it. Anyway, I'll share this video out with you guys again, so you can actually go back and review it and see what Orjan just mentioned just now. I think it's very achievable, and the reason why I'm saying that is because most of us, 70–80% of the people in the group here right now, would have one way or the other understood intimately very well of the product and the unique selling point of Zinzino's test-based nutrition protocol, right? So the balance test, and you've seen your own test, you've probably seen your own progress over a period of time. So you are convinced, you are already in the know of how this product works. So really, it's not something about guesswork. There's no guesswork in this at all. We all seen fantastic results. So put the product aside. So for those that don't quite understand the product, I will post up next week for a session to take a few of you from zero back up from the starting point. And for those that knows the product already over the last year, let's start to talk about business strategy. We will get Christine, and maybe we'll invite someone else in the community to start to talk about how we could restart the business, maybe based on Orjan's philosophy or Orjan's inspiration in 90 days, how to craft out your 90 days, 4 partners to the same rank, and then you rank upwards. I think that is something very achievable. And why I also say that with great confidence is still something that we enjoyed since last year, and that is Zinzino is relatively young in Malaysia still. So the market is wide open, opportunities is abundance, and to our advantage is we have a very hard-working product. So, it's not something that, there's hard to sell, hard to communicate. I think if everyone starts to talk and think from the perspective of the balanced test in itself, evidence-based or test-based nutrition protocol, I think we will all come out a winner. I for sure, having said all that, I for sure, every time I open my mouth and talk about test-based nutrition protocol, it always wakes people up, and they sit up straight and they listen, and they will come to buy the product or investigate further. So I would highly recommend this particular team, at least, not to give up the idea about test-based. I know some of you think that the test is a little bit expensive and cut the chase and go straight into the product. But I can tell you, people are much more sustainable with us as a customer if they have something to trace. So I've seen customers that is 120 days, 120 days, 120. That's 1 year, and they're still buying the product because they know where they are progressing. They see each time 60% improvement, 60% improvement, and the goal is beyond 3-to-1 ratio. It gets people hooked onto it. I'm not saying this because I want people to be addicted to it, but I want people to think of one thing in their head, and that is, I want to reach optimum health. And optimum health is a balanced level or better than balanced level of your omega-6 ratio to omega-3, which is 3-to-1 or better, to eliminate your risk to cardiac incidents, to eliminate your risk to cancer exposure, to also eliminate your inflammatory state in your system, in your health system, in your body. So I think these are very, very reasonable inspiration for people to listen to your story. So let's revisit this next week. Is there any questions from anyone?
Can I say something, Michael?
Yes, of course, Christine, please.
I would just like to say that what Orjan is talking about today goes 100% hand in hand with the kind of the strategy we talked about last week. The way, I mean, so I'll discuss with Michael, and I think maybe if we just simplify a little bit, you know, this plan working, how to get to silver, how to get to executive, by working either X team or A team model, is just gonna really go hand in hand, and it's gonna give you a strategy. So I would be so happy to help those of you who want to elaborate a 90 days strategy to get to executive or to get to diamond, as I mean, at the speed you prefer. So maybe I'll discuss with Michael and then find out who would be interested in just setting up a plan that suits you.
Okay, very good, Christine. Let's get talking before Friday if we can. Now that you're back at base. Okay, all right, folks. Any questions? Otherwise, we'll call it an evening. I was very happy to have Orjan's sticking in for half an hour with us just now, so that's good. Any questions from anyone? Otherwise, I would like to say good night and bless everyone with good health. So thank you so much, folks. We'll end up here today. Take good care. God bless.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay,
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.
Good night. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Richard. We'll talk again, Richard.
Okay.